New York City, a metropolis of 8 million people, getting the attention of its citizens can be an enormous challenge. Preoccupations include fashion, pop culture, and not to mention one of the greatest economic downfalls since the Depression. But one of the most pressing issues affecting not only New York City, but our world, is the deteriorating health of the earth itself. So what's being done, and who's taking action? Well, President Obama is pushing for legislation and investing in a greener economy, and the mayor of New York City has formed an entire plan to make a greater, greener New York.
But is policy enough? Is today's generation participating in the cause for a greener future?
We are 7 students from Manhattan who have joined the cause and set up to discover how our peers are getting involved.
They say that green is the new black, but is the green movement just a stylish trend, or is it truly a tidal wave of change?
So is the youth simply wearing the image of being green?
And wearing out the natural world as we know it?
Or has the green movement branched out enough to be the root of a greener future?
Let's take a look.
We're here with Annie Novak on the Greenpoint Rooftop Farm. Hi Annie.
Hey, thanks for coming up.
Thank you for having us. What were the differences and similarities between doing traditional farming and now farming on a rooftop?
Farming in soil is not unlike farming on a rooftop. I can grow a lot of the same plants. I have spinach and carrots and Swiss chard and anything. But the biggest difference is probably weight load. You can't put as much dirt on a roof as you can when you just put it on the earth. So something that we've been doing a lot here, including Ray and Simone, have been adding compost to the soil, because without that compost, eventually there wouldn't be enough nutrients in the soil for the plants to grow. That's probably my biggest challenge.
How is the constantly changing weather in New York affecting your farming here?
Yeah, we had a crazy summer. There was a lot of rain. But here on the rooftop, you know, this roof is built to drain. So the water drained really well. It saturated the soil. The plants were beautiful, green, robust plants.
Usually I help with the compost, as you can see, and also I help harvest and help with the tours, showing kids what to really do. Well, me being a vegetarian, I really want to know where my food comes from, especially organic.
And what are some things you learned being here?
I learned why we should really have rooftop farms in this environment. 1, it helps with our installation, and 2, it lowers the cost of our vegetables. Well, I hope to learn more about the environment and how I can help. To push for more rooftop farms and more help in the environment so we can have a better future.
I think it's possible to green roof almost every building in New York. These projects can be really exciting in lots of shapes and forms. If it doesn't work to put dirt right on your roof, you could definitely put containers on your roof as long as your landlord's okay with that. And it ties into something I think is really important, which is that everyone should be growing plants. In general, though, what excites me about this project isn't necessarily just the profitability, although I have been able to make a living off of it. It's the sheer potential of it. You know, if people become enamored with this project because of what it is and that idea spreads, I've done something that money can't measure. And that, I think, is something New York really needs.
I decided to take part in this because I just love gardening. It's like in my blood. I love doing what I do here, and I just can't get enough of it.
Energy auditing is a process of evaluating the energy use of buildings and trying to find solutions and applying those solutions to reduce energy usage.
And what are some ways you can get your peers involved?
Telling everyone in the school that we have this great opportunity for energy audit, and we would like more people to participate in this amazing opportunity.
We've taken a group of students, and in partnership with CDI, we're offering them a semesters-long energy efficiency and energy auditors training program where we introduce them to the tools and skill set related to the energy auditing profession.
So, I mean, there's just an enormous amount of work to do, and there's an enormous amount of opportunities, jobs, money, you know, prosperity. There's a lot of opportunities in this green and energy space. You know, sometimes people think green is corny, you know, but really green is money, green is business.
But then again, you also have these environmental benefits. When you lower energy use, you lower emissions that are related to energy production. You also have social benefits because we're training the students in a set of job skills. And you also have community benefits because you're helping to grow this industry that's being created around the whole green and energy efficient buildings space.
You can do good, you know, for the planet and for your community, but also do good for yourself, you know, your family and your pocket. The great thing is, I don't ever have to talk to a building about the green anything. I don't have to tell them about pollution. I never even have to bring that up. All I have to tell them is like, look, I'm gonna find ways to help you save money on your building operations, right? And the same thing with these guys. I don't have to tell them, oh, look, you're gonna be doing all this great stuff for the environment. I'm gonna say, look, I'm gonna teach you guys stuff that then you're gonna be able to go out and get a job and make some real money, right? Money talks, right?
Who doesn't want to save money? You could make money and then you go tell people you saved money and then they're gonna want to hire you more. Yeah, plain and simple. Money talks.
Do you have anything to add?
I'm here for the money.
Energy auditing is awesome!
The stereotype of the activists is that they're preachy and holier than thou and pushing something down your throat. And that's a powerful critique, but it's a false one, I think. You know, I think that we have a lot of urgent problems, and a lot of the solutions are they're not nearly as disruptive of what the consequences of not acting are going to be. So I think that people within the movement are just acting very reasonably, and they want there to be like urgent, you know, adequate action taken, and the only way that's going to happen is by communicating with other people. We develop different demonstration devices that have solar panels on them that can show people how solar works. So you kind of draw people in through that, and then they would talk to them about bills that we want to have passed, give them information about how they can call legislators, look up people's legislators on a laptop. Youth have to be involved, and they already are involved, and to a large extent are leading, you know, the movement to get the right policies put in place.
I have been doing programs related to solar panels for over a year, and we were learning how to make solar panels and making policies that will favor solar panels use in New York State with a program called TV with Solar One. So we were going out and advocating solar energy, and we even went to Albany to lobby senators to pass, you know, certain bills to contribute to the amelioration of solar panels.
So what are some of the benefits of working with young people as opposed to adults?
You know, the word jaded gets used a lot when you're talking about people who have, you know, been around for a little bit longer, that you stop believing that things can change. So it's not a myth or a rumor that young people don't have a lot of that jadedness yet, so they're willing to actually say, hey, this is a good idea, we should fight for it.
Is a solar panel handmade by the student of Manhattan Comprehensive 19-day high school. All this is like we're trying to make New York greener. Love to take solar into my continent, Africa, all around. All I can say is like, you know, green is a good thing for the future. I have to tell you guys, it's a good thing, it's fun, you know, it's really a good thing. I love it.